I have posted over 2,000 times on Instagram. I've made over £250,000 through Instagram and Facebook ads. And I'm gonna tell you everything I've learned in this video. I know you've been struggling. I know you've tried posting every day. I know you've tried boosting posts. None of it works. And I'm gonna tell you why. Over the last 3 years, I've been treating Instagram like a lab experiment. I've analyzed every single post that I've made, the ones that have gone viral and got millions of views, and the ones that were complete duds. And with my years of experience, I'm gonna break it all down for you. And I know you've got one major question. Does posting every day lead to more growth? The truth is, there is no right answer. Let's get into it. And you've probably wondered, why is it that the post that you thought was gonna go viral never quite goes viral? You put in all the effort, it didn't work. I'm gonna break down exactly why that happens. You know, when you first started training, you went to the gym, you was doing bicep curls, your arms were small. Maybe you was doing push-ups, but you had a pigeon chest. That's what posting content is like. Because the reality is, at the start, you're just not that good. You need time, you need volume. So when people say, how many times should I post? The first lesson here is post as much as humanly possible. And the reason I say that is because the more you post, the better you become. The better you become, over time, your quality increases. So if I could give you one piece of advice, is really hone down on just making stuff. Because the more volume that you start to pump out, you'll soon find what videos are the best. You'll find out what videos are winners versus what videos are complete duds, and you should throw them away. And then you get your style. And that's how you become really good. So I always say to people, volume first, quality later. Volume first, quality later. And the best example I can give to you is Graham Stephan, the finance guy. If you go back on his YouTube channel, his videos were terrible. His Instagram was terrible. But over time, with more volume, becomes more quality. And more quality means more views, more people that are ready to buy your services and want to work with you. And I'll use myself as an example. If you go back on my Instagram and you look back 3, 4, 5 years ago, right during COVID, my content was quite good, but the quality was shit. I did not have a fancy camera. I did not even have a mic. I didn't have little items like this. I literally had nothing. I had my phone, which was like an iPhone 8 at the time, but I had volume. And volume will negate quality over time. So that's my first bit of advice. Just fucking get started and don't wait. The second lesson that I learned, well, it was a tough one. One day, I was sat in my car. I got my phone out, I made a selfie video. Next thing I know, 200,000 views. That was more viral than I've ever had before. And I learned a simple lesson. It's not about the quality, it's about the value. And a lot of creators, they focus on what they're gonna get versus what you're giving. So my second lesson that I learned after 2,000 posts is deliver value. I call it the £5 trick. Is my content worth at least £5? Would someone spend $5 or £5 to get this service and get this value from me? If the answer is yes, I'm willing to post it. Like this video, if you actually use it, to me, it's worth a £5. So I'm gonna give it away. Your content needs to be worth at least a £5. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh Jav, what about if, I give away all my best stuff? Human beings are f***ing lazy. They are lazy, L-A-Z-Y. So the truth is, you could give away all your best stuff and they are not gonna use it. So you have to be okay with that. Human beings are lazy. So what I want you to do is make content that's actually valuable and give it away. And when I say give it away, I literally mean give it away. Oh, and one more thing. Every time you make something, just think to yourself, is this gonna help the viewer? If the answer is yes, you're in a good place. Now, the third lesson that I learned was quite a simple one. But when you're posting content regularly, you start to fall into a pattern. You end up doing the same videos in the same style over and over again. Whether it's a selfie style video, whether it's back to the camera, really quality, you get your mic on, you do your usual home setup, and then your views start to stagnate. Your likes start to stagnate, everything becomes the same. But what I realized is, well, if you don't test anything, you don't grow. Your favorite skincare product, I guarantee it was tested before they even released it. The same thing needs to happen with your content. So my rule is the 10 post rule. Every 10 posts, one of them has to be an experiment. It has to be something that I've never tried before, a style that I'm worried about, a style that I think people might judge me for. For example, I'm shooting these videos outside in the park. Usually I'm in my home office. I'm testing a new style to see what the reaction's like. So everything needs to be tested. Do not forget that. And the more you learn to experiment, the more creative you become, the better you become at making the videos in the first place. So always be testing, just like we say in sales, always be closing. Same thing, man. Which then leads me to lesson number 4. And this is a very important lesson. In fact, we're outside right now. Imagine there was a football team over here and my team was playing them in the semi-final. Before the semi-final, I would be going to scout the team. I'd be looking to see how they perform, who's their best player. We need to be doing the same thing with content. We need to study other niches. And here's an example. If you're a tax strategist and you make content about tax, so you don't have to follow other tax strategists. You could follow someone in a similar niche, but not the same. For For example, you might follow a viral business coach or viral real estate coach who makes amazing content on Instagram. And what you do is you study their videos, their hooks, the way they deliver value, their call to actions, and the style of the video they make. And here's how you do this. I like to use a software called Descript. And all I do is I'll look at all my competitors and people in other niches. I'll download their best 10 videos. I'll put the videos into Descript. It gives me a transcript. Then I put that transcript into ChatGPT. And I say to ChatGPT, hey, analyze this. What made it go viral? What can I learn from the hooks and the way the value is delivered? ChatGPT teaches me how to make better videos. Very, very simple. So use that simple format. And if you want to know the exact ChatGPT prompt that I use, check the description. And before we get to the next point, it's important that you learn to emulate in your own style. Do not copy. I always say don't copy. So I'm not here to be a copycat. I'm here to do things in my own style, my own flavor. But we take inspiration, because if we know that someone's got a style that works, why are we going to be sitting around bashing our brains to try and like make things up? And someone's already found the winning formula. It's that simple. The next lesson I learned was, well, virality is not predictable. So stop chasing virality. I'm sure all of you guys know who Alex Hormozi is. And last year he came out and he said basically he's done trying to make like broad viral content, because he noticed that although he was getting millions of views, that wasn't correlating with more money. And then he kind of got everyone on this wave of making hyper, super niched content. And I get that and I agree, but here's the difference. He bought a massive audience before he then switched back to going really niche. Most of you guys don't have a massive audience. So there is a mixture and a fine line between making content that does go viral versus making content that's hyper niche. Now, it does depend on the platform you're on, but my advice is very, very simple here. You need to make a mixture of viral content and a mixture of niche content, because you need to cast your net wide for more eyeballs, and then you need to make content that's super specific to the ideal person that you want. For example, this video is about posting on Instagram. This could be related to loads of people, but we help businesses scale with paid ads and AI. Some people that want to grow on Instagram also want help with paid ads and AI. So you can't just say, oh, make only niche content. That works when you've got millions of followers like Alex Hormozi, but most of us don't. He built that audience through making niche content, but then going broad. Don't always listen to the famous influencers, because they have the famous effect. They're already famous. So they could literally post a picture of them licking their phone and they're going to get millions of views. Don't listen to them, listen to me. And the next lesson I learned, which didn't really take me too long, was most people are sick and tired of being sold to on social media. They have heard every single pitch you can think of, every call to action. So what I realized is the less I tried to sell, the more people came to me. I simply gave a lot of stuff away. All I thought about was just give away. So I used to give things away like swipe files, templates, PDF documents, email courses, video courses. I just gave away a lot of stuff, and I would do the selling in my follow-ups. So my selling would be in the system that I used. Let's say you wanted my free guide on how to grow your biceps. You download my guide, I would sell to you via text message and email rather than in my content. Because the truth is, in my content, I can't really sell, and you wouldn't engage with it if all I was doing is selling. So I want you to focus on helping people and giving away your best shit. The most important lesson I learned here as well, every great movie has a script. Like, you don't make a movie for Netflix, think of the idea one day and then make the movie the next day. Everything has a process, and the same thing needs to happen with your content. You have to systemize everything, because when you systemize, you can do things at scale and you avoid burnout. How many of you have been burnt out trying to post videos every day, doing last minute videos in the car? I talk to coaches and creators and agencies and business owners all the time, and they just get burnt out trying to make content. So the way that you stop this burnout thing is very simple. You systemize and you create a workflow for every part of your process. So here's how I do it. Number one is ideation. Where do I go for ideas? For me, I use Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to come up with ideas. I look at the best creators, and then I create what I call an idea bank. I put all my ideas in my notes on my phone and Notion. Everything's in Notion, and then from there, I have a hook bank. And what that means is I have a bank of hooks that make really good videos. All those hooks get used to then create more videos. It's quite a simple process. It's not that difficult. Then from there, I have a scripting process. I use ChatGPT now, which I have a great storytelling script writer, which I've made. If you want access to it, just leave a comment in this video and I'm going to send you the personal link. You can have it yourself. And what that does is it creates 20, 30 scripts based off a few ideas for me. Now I've got my scripts, I've got my hooks. All I've got to do is now plan my shoot day, which for me, every 2 weeks, I block out 4 hours on a Saturday morning around 6 a.m. to 10 or 8 to 12 to shoot videos like this. Right now, it's currently 10:15. I've got 2 more hours of shooting to do, but everything's systemized, which means from this point onwards, I pretty much have 30, 40 videos that are going to be ready to go. And then once all the videos are out, every 90 days, I go back and review what videos have performed the best and I make more of them. And that is how you create a content system. And to be honest, that's the most important lesson I learned. If I don't systemize this, I'm going to get burnt out. I'm going to get tired. I'm going to be uninspired. But doing it this way means that I can create content forever and never get tired. So look, if you're complaining about not making money from your content, you don't know what to do on Instagram, the truth is you haven't earned the right to not be good because you haven't posted enough. Post more. The more you post, the better you become. But you can't just post 50 times and say, I'm not good. You haven't earned that right yet. Go earn the right to not be good. Post thousands of times. I've done more than 2,000 now. And I'm still not quite as good as I want to be. But with that being said, posting content is very, very important because once you learn the skill, you're going to be able to make more money through your ad. If you want to know how to make amazing Facebook ads that convert cold leads into buyers, you should probably watch this video right here. Peace.